Okay, I've always been told that credit cards are bad. Why would we give people the opportunity to give via credit card in the services at this time? Well, first of all, let us understand that things have changed through the years. In the Old Testament days, we used to bring lambs and goats and rams and oxen and turtle doves and a hin of oil and a barrel of wine and some other kind of big container of grain and all sorts of manner, because the financial structure of the world at that time was one of agriculture. It was an agricultural structure in finance. Today, we are part of another kind of a society where the banking industry handles and holds the money sources that we deal in every day of our lives. And even that has changed through the years. There was a time when cash, the certificates of cash were like a check from the bank, except for they exchanged from one person to the other, and on them they used to have a certification that they were backed by silver or gold. Somewhere along the line, especially in America, we find that our dollar was no longer backed by silver or gold, so the money, those dollar bills and those coins became less and less backed by anything precious. It's just backed by the social structure of the nation itself. And this is I'm oversimplifying how finance actually works here to bring an answer to that question. Eventually, we come to a place where people had the ability to put all of their money in a bank, and they didn't have to bury it in the ground or put it in a treasure chest under the bed. They were able to put it in. It was pretty handy for them to invest it into banks, and the banks allowed them to take a slip of paper and write an amount to someone with their signature, that being called a bank check or a check. We just commonly call it a check now. And they were able to take the legal tender of that was actually in their bank, that they had given for their bank to invest in, and they give the check out. Well, as time and technology has gone on, both cash and check has become almost an oddity in our everyday life. It is to the place of where I think I myself write about 1 or 2 checks a year, if that much. The other day I had to write a check. My wife asked me to write a check in a particular situation, and I had to remember how to write the thing, because I don't carry very much cash, but I do carry the ATM cards, the credit cards, the debit cards, because most of society is in fact dealing with their money in that manner and in that way. The fact is that most of the American people, and most people in the Western world, some other nations are even more this way than America, but more people every year don't even carry checks or cash, or very little cash at least, and very little change. They mostly deal with what we might call plastic money, with a Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover Card, Carte Blanche, Diners Club, and so on. But what is expressly popular now is the bank card, where you debit your account. Most people like to deal with things in that manner and in that way. Therefore, if we are in our own culture in the church going against everything that the world is doing and establishing a necessity for people to either give by cash or check, then we're robbing the people from the ability to give. Most of the time in a church where I'm in churches all the time, where oftentimes they'll present some reason to give while I'm the guest speaker, and I can't even give because I don't carry a check book and I don't carry cash. If they availed me to the opportunity to give by credit card, I could do so. That also happens when you're a guest speaker. When the church comes together, they have all brought their checks with their tithes oftentimes and so on. They give the the church offering, but then it comes to a second offering for the guest speaker, and there really is nothing left. So because there's no way for the people to give. Now, I don't think that that it is being responsible when we don't come into and look at how society is dealing with their monies today, but trying to instead force the people to deal with their finances 20 years back from the methods from 20 years ago instead of what is today. So I think it's very important that we avail the people the right to give in any offering in the way that they're used to spending their money, and it should be given to them in as easy a way as is possible.